Niranjan, good afternoon. Are you able to hear me, ma? Niranjan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma. Okay. Niranjan, Pujita, Shivani. Yes, ma. Good evening, ma.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma. Good evening. Let us wait for others to join. Let us wait a few more minutes for the others to join. Okay, ma. All 8 students have come. We shall go with the work. When others come, let them join. Ma, where we stopped in the last class? I forgot. Where I have to start with? I think I have to start with why do all acids and bases have a common ion?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, from page number 22, I have to start with, if I am correct. Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I will go with that. Ma, there is a reduction in your CBSE syllabus. Did you go through the website? Children.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is the reduction in the first chapter?
Nothing, ma'am.
Nothing. Corrosion is the first chapter. Corrosion is first chapter. Corrosion is not included.
Ma'am, that is for metals and non-metals, ma'am.
Here, metals and non-metals from corrosion. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
First chapter, everything is included. Second chapter,
All, ma'am. Everything included.
no, everything is included, but the pH, we talk in terms of pH, but we don't calculate the pH. Logarithmic pH is equal to minus log of H plus, that is there, no. Calculation part of using this is not included. But we have everything in the second chapter other than that. Clear? pH value is given means we can talk in terms of acid or bases. That way I can account it, but we no need to calculate and find out that the numerical, this definition itself is not there. You can talk in pH, but you need not have these entire things in that. That is the only thing left in second chapter, but other things are there included. But more reduction in the third and the fourth chapter. Fifth chapter, no reduction. So we shall complete. We will be completing very easy to complete. Okay. Let us go for what do all acids and bases have in common. That you are proving that by an experiment. Take a beaker. Take a beaker. Dip 2 electrodes. One acts as a. Are you able to see clear? Black means it is easy. Okay, I'll use. Take a beaker. Take a beaker, 2 electrodes. One acts as an anode, another is acting as a cathode. Anode, what charge? Anode is positive.
Positive. Cathode is negative.
You connect to your bulb. Then to your battery. Positive means positive, negative means negative. This is the setup you are doing it. Understand? And you add a switch. Switch. This is the construction. First, you are adding acid. Adding acid. You connect to your battery, then you close the switch. When you take the switch, your circuit is broken. So you won't observe anything. When you put in your key, your circuit gets closed. What do you observe? You see the light is blown. The bulb is blown. When you put HCl, any acid, HCl is a strong acid. You know that acids can be classified into strong acid and weak acid, or organic acid or inorganic acid. Any acid you put, if you use inorganic acid like HCl, H2SO, glow is bright. When you use acetic acid, glow is less. But you see the glow, the bulb glows when you add an acid. Remove this, wash it with water. And take NaOH. Take any base. NaOH, sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, or magnesium. Any base you take and see what you observe. When you switch on the key, when you close the circuit, you see again the blue. Any base you take, you see the blue. Basic solution. Acidic solution, not base. Sodium hydroxide is existing as a pellets. I'm not asking you to take the pellets. If you use pellets, nothing you will observe. When I take NaOH solution, I see the glow. When I put salt, NaCl, I see the glow. It is not there in your book, but I am giving you. When I put any salt, there will be put in water, I see a glow. When I use alcohol or glucose, there is no glow. When I use alcohol or glucose, I am not seeing the glow. Then what is the thing? These, when I put an acid or base, but your book talks about only an acid and base. But I am telling salt also. Salt, everything in the form of solution. When you take in the form of solution, you see the glow. Why you see the glow? When I dissolve in water, these substances break into ions. The movement of ions conduct electricity. You have two types of electricity. One is movement of electrons, another is movement of ions. What you study is electricity. Yes, due to movement of electrons that you study in physics. You study salt solution, some substance. So that only we say, don't switch on your switches. Don't touch your switchboards. They in wet hand. Why? Wet hand, how they conduct electricity? Wet hand create shock, produce shock. Why? Is that any metal I'm using? No. Water. Water contains salt in it. The water contains salt in it, produces ions. These ions conduct electricity, so my body conducts electricity. Why your body conducts electricity? Your body contains salt in your body. So only your body also conducts electricity. So only you feel the shock. So there are two types of electricity. One is movement of electrons, another is movement of ions. Metals conduct electricity due to the movement of electrons. Chemical substance, some chemical substance conduct electricity due to the movement of ions. HCl dissociate into H plus and Cl minus. Ions are produced. Base, when they dissolve in water, dissociate into NaHOH minus. Since ions are produced, these ions are responsible for conduction of electricity. That is, I said. Then what is common in them? Ions are common in them. What is common in them in acid and a base? Ions are common in them. These ions make the substance to conduct electricity. This electricity is called as the substance which conduct electricity we call as an electrolyte. Electrolyte, the substance, the chemical substance which helps to conduct electricity is called as an electrolyte. If the conduction of electricity is very fast, we call as a strong electrolyte. If the conduction of electricity is slow, we call as a weak electrolyte. All strong acids, strong bases, and most of the salt will come under strong electrolyte. Neutral salt will come under strong electrolyte. The other salts comes under weak electrolyte. And weak acids and weak bases comes under weak electrolyte. So what is common in them in acid and bases? In acid and bases, what is common? Ions are common in them. When I use alcohol and glucose, I do not see the glow. The bulb doesn't glow when I use glucose and alcohol because they do not produce ions. They do not produce ions in water. Since they do not produce ions in water, neither they called as an acid, nor called as a base, nor called as a salt. Because if they are salt, they also produce ions. Understand? Since they do not produce ions, they do not conduct electricity. So they don't have ions in them when you put in water, when you dissolve in water. That is the conclusion we arrive at by this experiment. So what is common in acid and bases? Ions are common in acids and bases. Shall I pass on?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
we can say like free mobile ions are common in acids and bases. No, ma'am?
Yeah, free ions. What is common? Ions are common in them. These ions on movement conduct electricity. So we call them as electrolytes.
Okay,
the chemical substance which conduct electricity, we call them as electrolytes.
Yes, ma'am.
If the conduction is very faster, we call as a strong electrolyte. If the conduction is slow, we call them as a weak electrolyte.
Okay, ma'am.
Strong acids, strong bases can be written as an example of strong electrolytes. But salt they have given. Salt also conducts. Salt
Electricity is dissolved in
salt solution when dissolved in water also
conducts electricity.
Yes. But in a book that is not being given, I am giving you. Understand or not?
Yes, ma'am.
And you cannot, from the movement of ions, one thing you have to keep in mind, from the movement of ions, I cannot conclude that acid is, this experiment doesn't help me to identify whether the ion is H plus ion or OH minus ion. That I am not able to conclude. I conclude that these substances on dissolving water, they produce ions, they dissociate. Acid means, then by experiment I can prove that acid means H plus ions are produced. Base means OH minus ions are produced. I can do. But by this experiment, I am not confirming acid produces H plus ions, bases produce OH minus. I am not confirming. I am confirming that these substances produce ions in aqueous solution. Got it or not?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Clear. Others? Pujita?
Ma'am,
Pujita, clear. Shall I pass
Ma'am,
on?
can you repeat the last point again?
What we are confirming through this experiment is this acids and bases have ions in them. This experiment is not proving that acid has H plus and base has OH plus. That proof we are not getting. From this experiment, we are proving that acids have ions in them, bases have ions in them. So only when they are used, when we do this experiment, the bulb glows. When I use alcohol and glucose solution, they do not glow. What do you confirm then? They do not produce ions in aqueous solution. That is only we say. But you cannot, when they conduct electricity, you cannot confirm it as an acid or a base because, so only I gave you an example. Salt also conducts electricity. What salt has? Salt, when salt is dissolved in water, they produce ions. So what is common in acid and bases? I confirm that acid and bases have ions in them. I am not confirming that acid has H plus and base has OH minus. Are you clear? Pujita, you only had asked for the doubt.
Ma'am, I asked.
Who?
Nirupama.
Nirupama. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I pass on to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
What
Yes,
happens
ma'am.
to an acid? What happens to an acid or a base in a water solution? Here, this we can see. This we can prove it. You are using sodium chloride. When I use sodium, 2 sodium chloride, when I use concentrated sulfuric acid, I get sodium bisulfate plus HCl. This is HCl is produced as a gas. I call this as a hydrogen chloride. I don't call this as an acid. Acid means I call as hydrochloric acid. I'm not calling this as an hydrochloric acid. I call this as an hydrogen chloride because it's obtained in the form of a gas. I want to test the nature of HCl. This gas, I will bring in dry litmus paper. Litmus paper. Since it is HCl, I'm feeling that it should behave as an acid. So I'm bringing dry blue litmus paper. Do I see some color change? Do I see some color change? No.
No, ma'am.
No,
No, ma'am.
no. Dry blue litmus paper. HCl is a gas. That also will be dry. When a gas coming out, that will be also dry. This also dry. This also dry. Since HCl, I expecting some conscious curiosity and I think that it's an acid. So I'm bringing a blue litmus paper near to it to check out the color change. Do you observe the color change? No. But I pass this HCl in water. I pass this HCl in water. HCl dissolves in water. Then I use dry blue litmus paper. Do I observe the color change? And you are not able to see. I am passing this HCl in water. To that solution, I am passing dry blue litmus paper. This is one option. This is second option. Third option is, to this I use third option. Moist blue litmus paper I bring. So 3 options. Which are the options I see the color change? In which are the options I see the color change? Hamsani,
Ma'am, it will change in the second option.
Only second is.
Third also.
Second and third, not in first. Why? HCl is also dry. Litmus paper also dry. Dry means they do not react. You do not observe the color change. After passing HCl in water, H plus ions are produced. Then if I use dry litmus paper or moist, dry or moist, no problem. Already H plus ions are produced. So it will undergo a color change. Here, dry HCl, but I bring moist litmus paper. So moisture is there. This HCl dissolves in the moisture and produce H plus ions and bring out the color change. So you can observe the color change in the third option and in the second option, not in the first option. When HCl in the form of a gas, I call it as hydrogen chloride gas. When I dissolve, after I dissolve in water, when it is in the liquid form only, I call it as a hydrochloric acid. Because only in liquid form, it produces H plus ions. Clear? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is the thing. So when it is dry, so only we define an acid. Acid is a substance which produces H plus ions in aqueous solution. Base is a substance which produces OH minus ions in aqueous solution. Understood or not? That's all regarding that one. Next, that we have already discussed in the next page. This is already we have discussed. So only we say that what is common in them? Acid when it is dissolved in water, H plus ion. Base dissolved in water gives OH minus ion. This H plus and OH minus ions only responsible for the color change. Next, when I talk about an acid, we talk an acid and bases as two things. One is acid or base, or acid or base. We talk acids and bases two ways. Concentrated and diluted. In all our homes, we are getting acids for cleaning the bathroom. That acids what we are getting from the market for cleaning the bathroom is dilute acids. Dilute acids, very dilute. But nowadays, earlier, since people are misusing it for drinking purpose and they are suicidal attempts are many, people start that is banned that you should not give it, you should not sell acids in the market. But now that has become an essential commodity for most of the people who are using groundwater because of high salt content. Because it becomes a purpose. So we are using the acids. There are two types of acids, concentrated and dilute. What is how you define a concentrated? The number of ions per unit volume is more. Per unit volume. Per unit volume. In unit volume, whatever volume, unit volume is any meter cube or centimeter cube, any volume. Number of if it's an acid, number of H plus ions per unit volume is more. Then we call as a concentrated acid. Number of H plus ions per unit volume is lesser. Then we call as a diluted acid. What is a diluted acid? More amount of water. Water molecules also, if I take a handful of water, if you keep my hand, is 1 centimeter cube. If I added water, H plus also will be there, water molecules also will be there. Number of acid molecules will be lesser. But if I no water I have added, only acid means, then what happens? In one handful of acid, there will be more large number of ions. Then I say as concentrated. So how we define concentrated acid? Then if the number of ions, H plus ions per unit volume is more, then I call that acid as a concentrated acid. Then acid is said to be diluted acid. If the number of ions per unit volume is lesser, then we call that as a diluted acid. Base means number of OH minus ions per unit volume is more, we call as a concentrated base. Diluted base is the solution in which the number of OH minus ions per unit volume is less, we call that as a diluted base. Clear? Strong and weak, I told. Strong, diluted and concentrate is different. Strong acid, weak acid is different. Strong acid means HCl completely ionizes to H plus and Cl minus. Is called as a strong acid. Completely, when I put in water, completely ionizes. Then I call as a, this aroma tells you that the reaction is undergoes for completion. Completely ionizes. Then we call that as a strong acid. For a weak acid, if it is, this is for acetic acid, it's a weak acid. When I ionizes, I put an aroma like this. What does it mean? It is reversible. Reversible means what? Some will undergo dissociation. From the dissociated, back also will undergo. So all are not completely ionized. All are not. This molecule is not complete. It's not undergoing for completion. Reverse reaction takes place. Reverse reaction is therefore the ions undergone ionization will be very less. So we say that if the substance undergoes partial ionization, then the substance is said to be a weak electrolyte. If the substance undergoes complete ionization, then we call them as a strong electrolyte. If an acid undergoes complete ionization, it's a strong acid. If the acid undergoes weak partial ionization, then I call that as a weak acid. This is different from this. A strong acid can be a concentrated acid or diluted acid. But I cannot call a strong acid as a weak acid. Keep that in mind. These two definitions are entirely different. Number of ions per unit volume is more, it's a strong. Number of ions per unit volume is less, then it's the weak. For example, I make it very clear. I mix up white beads and red beads. I take a handful of. Then number of white beads in your hand will be lesser. I take only one handful of white beads alone. Number of white beads in your hand will be larger. That's the difference. Understand or not? That is the thing. That is the you have to think of. Here, strong complete ionization. Here, partial ionization. Here, number of ions per unit volume. That is the way we define it. Now, I can make a concentrated acid. I can make a diluted acid. How you make a dilute? Just by pouring water, that we know. If I want to dilute something, I will pour water. So in the concentrated acid, everywhere, when you want to dilute, immediately we pour water. That is in our action. But in this particular way, to that, if I want to dilute, directly I should not add water to acid. If I want to dilute an acid, you have to take water and to that I have to add acid. This is the correct way of doing it. Acid, adding water is a wrong. Adding acid to water is correct. Adding water to acid is wrong. If something is concentrated, immediately we pour water. That is in our house. But that is not the case over here. Why? Here, if I want to dilute an acid, I add acid to water. Because acid is very hotter. Acid is very hotter. When a hot substance, when I add water is in cold condition. When I add this to slowly by stirring, the hot thing, what I am adding, gets spread out so that my accident is avoided. If I add water to acid, acid is hot. To that, when I add water, what happens? The acid gets blown out. So the acids may fall on the person, those who are nearby. So accident may occur. In order to avoid that, we are adding. Very good example, I can say. This you might have seen at your home. Hot tawa, when you directly put in water, what you see? You feel the sound. Yes, water is cold. Your tawa is hot. When I put water, you can see fumes coming out. Fumes, that is water. So that will not cause much damage to your body. But when what comes out, the acid gets disposed of. So what happens? Acid is highly hotter. So when I put water, when I put water, this acid gets splashed out so that it falls on the people who are nearby. To avoid such accident, I add acid to water. When I am adding acid to water with constant stirring. When I do constant stirring, that hot acid, the heat which I have transferred is getting dispersed. Disperses, immediately it goes to other area so that splashing is being avoided. So this is the way we dilute the acid. That's a basis, we don't have a problem. Bases are not that much hot as the tough acid. So you need not worry about it. Base, either way you can add. The base is not that much hotter. We talk only this for acid because acid is very, very hot. You might have seen in your class, school laboratory, whenever you, that is kept in a separate place, when you open the bottles of the acid, you can see the fumes coming out. That tells you that it is very hotter. That's all regarding acids and bases. Now, we shall go to the question, page number 25. Why do HCl and nitric acid show acidic characters in aqueous solution, while solutions of composite alcohol, glucose do not show acidic character? Why they show acidic character? Because when they dissolve in water, they produce H plus ions. So they shows acid character. Glucose and alcohol do not produce H plus ion when they are dissolved in water. So they do not show acid character. Why does an aqueous solution of acid conduct electricity? Because aqueous solution, when I put an acid in water, it produces ions. Ions conduct electricity. So acids conduct electricity. Why does dry HCl gas does not change the color of dry litmus? Both are dry. Acid shows acid character only in aqueous medium. There is no water being present in either of the case. So acid character is not being, so you are not seeing the color change. Why dilute an acid? Why it is recommended that the acid should be added to water and not water to the acid? When I add acid to water, Nirupama, video is stuck, means problem from your internet side, not from my side. Stuck means it is of the problem of your side, internet problem, not from my side. Next check. Why it is recommended? When I add acid to water, acid is hot. When I add acid to water with constant stirring, the heat gets distributed to water, so that splashing of acid is being avoided. When I add water to acid, acid is hotter, water is colder. So when I add a cold substance to a hot substance, acid gets splashed out so that it causes accidents. To avoid that, we are adding acid to water. How is the concentration of hydronium ion affected when a solution of an acid is diluted? When a solution is diluted, number of H plus ions per unit volume decreases. How the concentration of hydronium ion? Because earlier very high, a handful of acid I take full of hydronium. When I add water, what happens? Number of H plus ion per unit volume decreases. How is the concentration of hydroxide ion affected when excess base is dissolved in a solution of sodium hydroxide? A base is dissolved in sodium hydroxide. What happens? Sodium hydroxide is also OH minus. Then, when excess of base is dissolved, when a base is dissolved in OH concentration will increase. Already NaOH has OH ions and you are dissolving a base into it. So what happens? More amount of OH minus ion concentration will increase. Any doubt so far what we have discussed?
No doubts, ma'am.
No doubt.
No doubts, ma'am.
Anybody others? You clarify your doubts so that I will go to the next one. No doubts. Clear with the statement how to answer the question. Clear
Yes,
with
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Shall I go for? Okay. I'll drink some water and come later. Now, they're asking how strong are acid or base solutions they're asking. I say HCl, sulfuric acid, nitric acid are stronger acid. But are they stronger of same concentration? No. Understand or not? I say HCl, generally they are stronger. How far stronger? There must be some difference will be there. So we use the pH to determine the strength of an acid. pH is the unit used to measure the strength of the acid. It measures the strength of the acid in terms of H plus ions. In terms of H plus ions. In terms of H plus ions. How? pH is equal to, pH is nothing but power of H plus. Shortly we write it as pH. P small letter, H is the capital letter, power of H. You measure the strength of an acid in terms of H plus ions. pH is equal to minus log of H plus ions. If it is a strong acid, H plus ions will be larger, but pH is equal to minus. If it is larger, means think of 13 is larger means some number you take, 24 you take. Minus 24 means the things become very lesser. Think of H plus concentration is more higher. More higher means it is, think of 50. H plus concentration is 50. But minus log of 50 means the value becomes final. So my value becomes very lesser. Minus 50 means very low value. So I can define H plus acid, strength of an acid, either in terms of H plus or in terms of pH. If an acid is the strongest, if the acid is the strongest, his H plus ion will be maximum and pH value will be minimum. So I can find out the strength of an acid either from H plus or pH. For example, I am giving three acids. I am giving three acids A, B, C. Its concentration is 1 into 3 power 3, 1 into 10 power 2, 1 into 10 power 1. Which is a stronger acid? Which is a stronger acid? Where? This is I am talking in terms of H plus concentration. H plus concentration. Here more H plus concentration. Here less because 1 into 10 power 2, 1 into 10 power 2, 1 into 10 power 1. So whose concentration is more? A has H plus concentration higher. So this is a stronger acid. B is stronger than C. In terms of pH value, this H plus concentration is very, very higher. Its pH will be there. Its
Low.
pH will be there. Least. This among this pH will be highest. Yes, highest. Next is the medium. This is the value. So the least pH will be more acidic because pH scale ranges from 1 to 14, 0 to 14 or 1 to 14, 0 to 14. Its pH value ranges from 0 to 14. And pH is equal to 7 means then the pH that if I go this way, acidity decreases. pH value increases, acidity decreases. pH is equal to very low base, more acidic. pH is 7, neutral. Then if I go this way, acidity is very less. Acidity is very less means what will be higher? Basic nature will be higher. So when I move from 0 to 14, acidity decreases. So stronger acid will be here. So left end will be red in color, pH paper. Right end will be of violet in color. Yeah. Violet in color, blue in color, I can say violet, blue. This is will be green in color. pH is 7 is equal to green in color. This is red. The red color slowly decrease in color. I can say it slowly turns into yellow, orange, yellow. Then it turns into green. Then slowly blue color, greenish blue. That's dark blue. Not violet, blue, dark blue. So red, blue, this is green. pH is equal to 7. That way we can identify the acidic character. So for example, there are four compounds they are given. Its pH value is 7, 14, 6, 5. Arrange these substances in increasing order of acidity. Increasing order of acidity means least acidic should come here, most acidic should come there. Then how am I to write? Which will come first?
5.
Huh? Hey, increasing order of acidity, I told.
14 will come first.
14. Next day.
7.
7. Next
6.
day.
6,
5.
The substance which has, I told, pH value go this way, acidity decreases. So the value, pH value higher, least acidic, pH value lesser is highly acidic. This is the way you have to know. Among this compound, which has high H plus concentration?
D.
Yeah?
D.
D has the highest H plus concentration. Yes. This is the strongest acid. Strongest acid will have maximum H plus concentration. Got it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes.
Clear. So the question can be asked in terms of H plus concentration or in terms of pH concentration, pH value. This is you have to keep in mind. Shall I pass on? Next
Yes,
step.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
One thing I will answer your question. Here, if I talk about, you can say least acidic, I can say, and also I can say it is more least acidic, I can say more basic.
Basic.
More basic. Base also I am measuring in terms of H plus concentration. I am measuring in terms of pH. pH is nothing but power of H. Measuring the solutions in terms of H plus concentration. But least acidic pH, if the solution shows blue color means it's highly basic. pH is called 14 is highly basic. Then how a base have H plus ions? Then how are they measuring a base in terms of pH? Can you understand my question? If pH is equal to 14, acidity is the least. Yes, absolutely correct. Acidity is the least means it should be highly basic. So the substance which shows pH is equal to 14 means only sodium hydroxide shows. You will be doing in the laboratory. Sodium hydroxide solutions pH only 14. Base. Then how do you measure pH? pH is equal to, pH is a power of H. pH measures the H plus concentration and gives you the value. When NaOH pH value is 14. How NaOH measures H plus concentration? Does NaOH have H plus in them? Sandhya, Hamsini.
Ma'am, in a very less amount.
Well, where it comes from? Your answer is absolutely right. But where the H plus ion comes from? I said
Water.
Huh?
Water.
Yes, absolutely right. It is from water. Yeah, that's only we are saying. When I say NaOH is not showing basic character. NaOH. When I dissolve in water only, it dissociates to form Na plus and OH minus. Pure water does not dissociate. To dissociate it, I add a little acid or little base or salt. So in the presence of a base, is dissociated into H plus and OH minus. OH concentration is higher. Dissociation by water is lesser. Dissociation of NaOH strong electrolyte completely ionized. Water is a weak electrolyte, it will not completely ionized. So number of H plus ions is that will be very less. So we are measuring in terms of H plus. Got it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So acid also have OH ions in it. For example, when I put it HCl in water, H plus and Cl minus, H plus and OH minus. H plus ion concentration is more. Like as you study pH, you can study pOH also. It's not in your syllabus right now, but pOH also. You can measure in terms of OH ion also. Because both acid and base, both of them have H plus ion and OH minus ion. If it is an acid, H plus ion concentration is more. If it's a base, OH minus concentration is more. I can say, when I say an acid, it doesn't mean that it has basic character. Basic character is very, very, very less. Acid character is more. So we are observing acid character. If I say a base, it doesn't mean that it doesn't show acid character. It shows acid character, but acid character is very, very negligible, not being observed. Basic character is very, very low. That's the reason. Got it? Got it or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the time? I have to answer 4 5 o'clock. Okay, we have that. Now, how do this pH plays a vital role in our day-to-day life? That is the thing we are doing. Because this is our plants and animals pH sensitive? Yes. What is the pH of our body? How our body should be? Acidic or basic?
Neutral.
Your body cannot be neutral, Amma. You do all
Acidic.
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 But whatever the food you eat are acidic food. Whatever the food you are eating is acidic food because all masalas, all your tomatoes, lemon, whatever you add over there, onion also has some acidic nature. Whatever you eat are acidic. Once you cook itself, the food becomes acidic. Whatever you cook, you are making it acidic. But your body is basic in nature. If your body becomes more, your stomach has HCl in it. Because of that, don't think that your body is acidic. Your stomach should have HCl. What is the purpose of having HCl in your stomach? It kills the germs in your food. Kills the germs and helps in digestion of food. That's the thing. Main process of HCl in your body is kills the germs in our food. Don't think that even though your food is cooked at home, it is 100% free from germs. So sorry. Your water is not highly purified. We say that is purified. Water we get, everything is there. Permissible amount of impurities is there. None of the thing what we get is 100% pure. Whatever we get is not 100% pure. It has permissible impurity in it. The permissible impurity in it, our body also have germs in our body. It is not that 100% our body is free from bacteria and viruses. Is there. There are some useful and not useful. Useful means it helps in digestion of food. Not useful will create unwanted problems in our body. The food what we eat is being digested by our HCl and also the germs are being killed by HCl. The stomach only is acidic, but your blood is basic. Who is the carrier of the food to various parts of our body? Blood. Blood is basic. Whatever you eat, the food is acidic. When it comes to your body, it is being converted into your basic. Keep in mind. But solely what we are telling that when the instruction is being given, eat some raw vegetables also. What is the purpose of adding? The raw vegetables, all raw vegetables are alkaline in nature. Cucumber is alkaline. Even lemon, they will say lemon juice is good. Why lemon juice is good? Because it increases acidity in your body, thereby it aids in digestion. But you cannot drink, throughout the day, you cannot drink lemon juices. Lemon juice is good. When they are telling that lemon juice increases a digestion in your body, it also acts as an antioxidant. Antioxidant means unwanted things are being oxidized. Antioxidant. It kills it doesn't allow the food to get ferment in your body, so that you can keep your body healthy. Early morning lemon juice, hot water is good. It cleanses. It's a very good cleansing agent of your body. It's being told. For that, I cannot drink daily. Throughout 24 hours, I cannot drink lemon juice. Understand or not? Keep that in mind. Your body should be alkaline. Alkaline means it's not more base. Alkaline base but 7 to 7.4 is your body pH. It should not be more alkaline too. If your body becomes more alkaline, your food will not get digested. Your food cannot be, you eat all fatty food, but your body is alkaline, means your food cannot be get digested. So acidity is required, but the acidity should not become, your body should not become lesser than pH 7. Your body becomes more pH 7, so vomitation takes place. More acidic character your body means your body will not adjust to it. Then only you fall sick. When your body is alkaline, so only they are asking if you one bowl of one bowl of cooked food you are eating, take a side dish, small bowl of raw vegetables you eat it. What are the vegetables you can eat raw? Eat it in that way. That will stabilize the acidity in your body. Whatever one bowl of acid products you are eating is, that can be neutralized by the raw food what you eat. Banana is sweet in taste. It doesn't increase your pH. Those raw things will neutralize your acidity. That is the purpose they are telling that. Whatever can be eaten as raw, eat raw cucumber. Why in our South Indian we don't have the habit? If you see the North Indian people, whenever they eat food, they eat salad in the name. Whenever they eat lunch, they have salad. Cucumber is one main dish for them. Without salad, they cannot eat. Salad contains cucumber, beetroot, carrot, spring onions. They have that. Why they are adding? Neutralize the acidity. That is the purpose. But we don't eat. We eat all acid food only. That is the reason. So your pH of your body should be basic for the healthy. Acidity means then it causes diseases. So your body is, then rainwater is slightly acidic. Slightly acidic. Why acidic? Because rainwater is neutral, but because of the pollutants present in the air, which caused by us, it brings us as acid rain. So my land becomes more acidic. So all plants cannot grow in that acidic medium. So depending upon the nature of the plant I grow, I have to neutralize the soil. So if I know the pH of the soil, accordingly I will neutralize the land so that it will be better growth of the plants. For that purpose also, the pH of the soil to be tested. pH of the body to be tested. Next step, our digestive system. pH of our digestive system, I already told. Digestive system, your stomach is more acidic, But why your stomach is acidic? Some we can see. Your stomach secretes here. But acidity in your stomach is not being felt. But if you eat regular food, regular way of eating the food, is you won't see acidity in your body. There are some people often take ENO, and they say that digestion agala அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க சில பேர். One, due to age problem, when we become older, our organs becomes weaker, slow in their process. Then accordingly, I have to switch over to my diet. Young children, you can eat. It's not a matter because you are stronger than us. But at the same time, you can, since I am young, you cannot going on eating. There must be a machine. Similarly, a machine cannot work all 24 hours. The machine has to give a rest. Likewise, if you don't eat, because if I have a regular habit of eating, accordingly my organs get. If I have the habit of eating breakfast at 10 o'clock, means 10 o'clock my stomach gets ready because my body is tuned to certain way. So 10 o'clock is a start secreting. That person is going to eat breakfast. Let me start secrete my HCl. That way my hormones get activated and secrete. So 10 o'clock I eat it, my system goes to it. But if I am not regularly eating, one day I eat at 10 o'clock, one day I eat at 8 o'clock, one day I skip breakfast. If this is the irregular, and like now we have this Chennai people, not Chennai people, due to urbanization, we have the habit of, we are having the habit of eating dinner in excess, breakfast less. Dinner, excess of eating dinner and going to bed is killing our body. Is equivalent to doing crime to our body. Keep that in mind. Now we have, after all work, we go to the restaurant. Now it is not there, but the all urbanized people have this habit. Go for dinner, restaurant, have a very good big meal, and immediately after coming from it, directly go to bed. If we do that habit, we are actually making a crime to our body. That is a very, very bad. Actually, the proverb is that you have to eat like a king in the morning, next day, afternoon, you have to eat lesser than the morning. Night, like a beggar, you have to eat. If you have food, you eat it. Otherwise, you go to bed just by having small raw vegetables and you go to bed. That is good. If you don't, if you eat in such a way, you will next day your body, you will get up earlier. Why you people are not having the habit of getting earlier? Eat night at excess. Then morning, the food is not digested. So your body is not allowing you to get up. It put you to sleep. That is the reason. There is being told, for a healthy body, have your dinner before 8. After dinner, 2 hours you have to be, that before bed, there must be 2 hours time gap between your dinner and going to bed. Minimum 2 hours should be there. We have the habit immediately eating, going to bed. That is the thing. So what happens? Excess fat get accumulates in your body. Your body doesn't know when to secrete. So then there is no food. Your body secretes excess. Therefore, it kills away the inner mucous membrane of the stomach. Therefore, you get ulcer. That we call as acidity. So that we say that I'm feeling that acidity in my mouth, seeing some roughness in our mouth. That is because acid gets overflowed here because of excess acid secreted in your stomach. That can be nullified by adding antacid here. You know it's a brand name. It's nothing but an antacid. Antacid is a weak base. Neutralizes the acidity in your stomach. That is the definition. What is an antacid? Antacid is a weak base which neutralizes the acidity in your stomach, which can be used as an antacid. Weak bases. What is sodium bicarbonate, magnesium hydroxide can be used as a dilute solution of magnesium hydroxide. It's nothing but milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia is nothing but magnesium hydroxide, but very diluted. And sodium bicarbonate solution can be used as an antacid. What is an antacid? Antacid is a substance which neutralizes the acidity in your stomach. Only to neutralize the acidity in your stomach is called as an antacid, not for anything. And opposite to the acidity in your stomach, that is called as antacid. Next, if the acidity in your body increases, it also creates cavity in your teeth. How? When we eat food, the food particles stuck in between your teeth. So only we are telling that after food, drink water. There are some people we can see that after when they did, they goggle like that, they goggle and swallow it. Or if there is a possibility of spitting out, they will spit it out. Why? Is there any food particle stuck in between? When you drink water, all will get swallowed into your stomach. Otherwise, it will stay in between your teeth. That will get decomposed by the bacteria. When the bacteria decomposes, bacteria works on the food particles. When it gets decomposed, during decomposition, acid secreted. This acid eats away your enamel of your teeth. That causes cavity. If I want to reduce the cavity, so only we are brushing with, What is the purpose? To neutralize the acidity in your mouth. Your toothpaste is nothing but a mind base, which neutralizes the acidity in your teeth, in your mouth. So only they are asking brush twice in a day. Because morning you brush it, in between afternoon when we go for school, we cannot do it. But after dinner, brush it, so that because after dinner, there are many hours our mouth is not working. So that is a good time for bacteria to work on it. In another time, I'm talking, some saliva is there. I am taking the saliva inside. So the food particles get along with my body. So there is no way for particles to stuck in between my teeth. But when I go to bed, I am at rest for almost minimum 8 to 9 hours. In that case, that is a good time for the bacteria to work on. In that case, when decomposed acid gets secreted, and it's a good time to eat away our enamel. So it's better to brush your teeth before you go to bed. Next, some insects secrete acid as a defense. For example, ant, beetle. We can say when ant bites, we feel the pain because ant to escape from us. So what they do, they bite. When they bite, they secrete acids. They secrete acid. Beetle also secrete acid to keep away from enemies. There are some, this one also, I have seen that there is one plant. Nature provides nutrition. This is the plant. This is also, there is nettle plant also secretes acid to keep away from its insects. That way, this is a natural thing. These are the uses of pH. In what way pH plays a vital role in our day-to-day living. pH helps to maintain our body pH, maintain our pH of the soil, and helps to neutralizes the acidity in your stomach, and also it helps pH plays in some of the plants and animals. It secretes acid to keep away from insects and from the enemies. These are the way pH plays a vital role. With that, I am winding up our today's class. Any doubt is there, you can ask me. So that with that, I am winding up today's class. Tell me any doubt till here. Today is what day? Today is Thursday. Then the remaining thing I will complete in on Sunday. So Sunday 1 hour classes. So then I will complete this 1 hour. Then I go for methods. We can finish it before October, November. We can complete before November. We will complete. No problem. Tell me, ma'am, any doubt regarding this?
No doubts, ma'am.
No doubts, ma'am.
No doubt. Clear? Okay. Questions at the back of the chapter. That is page number 28. We shall discuss in the next class, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
No doubt. Shall I leave? Okay. Before you come for the next class, go through the content, what we have covered so far, and come for the class. Okay, ma. Thank you. Till then, take rest.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take rest. Be safer too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. I'm leaving.